Hello, this is Ahura. Today's Wednesday, August 27. We'll be with you as every day to review the economic calendar, what happened last 24 hours, and what we are expecting to see from today's data. Yesterday, it was somehow we can say the positive and good day, especially for economic data, especially from United States, where we had amazing retail sales data. We had on other places, durable goods orders increased by 1.1% for core orders, which was amazing, and also the other economic data such as Richmond manufacturing shipment and other that's Atlanta Fed GDP. The Dallas Fed Service renew. All of them they showed amazing data and they showed that the U.S. economy is still moving forward and is still positive. While on the other hand, the Atlanta Fed GDP now model showed that the quarter three GDP in the United States probably will increase only 2.2%, slightly less than 2.3%. Of previous expectations. House price also showed with that the new homes, especially the new homes price are falling, and especially generally we have the house price index falling by 0.2%, showing that the U.S. The housing market is still facing with much more challenges there. Probably we can say that this trend can continue for next month as the mortgage rates also slightly increase, and it's going to be slightly lower. French consumer confidence fell to 87, leading indicators, and in South Africa increased slightly to 111.7 from 111.2. Italian Italian bond yields also slightly increased, while in Brazil, data shows that the inflation should again be the concerns after that previous month that BCB, Brazil Central Bank, cut the interest rate by 25 basis points. We have to see how they're going to react to this. That's probably the next meeting. Central bank in Brazil, they will hold the current rate. And continuing with the API data, last night, actually, we had API weekly report where we saw that the crude oil fell by almost 100,000 barrels last week after almost like more than 2.4 million barrels that fell the week before that. The market was expecting even bigger fall, but the inventories fell by almost 100, like 100 barrels the previous week. This data shows that the thing is that if the rig count, if we look at the rig count numbers, we can see that the production also is not too much. It's not going too much good in the United States, and most probably while we have slightly less production compared with the previous months. At the same time, the data shows that for the summer, the people they used much more than expected, the oil and energy. So all these data together made the inventories to fall slightly more. That these numbers can slightly support the oil price in the next days. So far today, we had Chinese industrial profit it fell by 1.7%, slightly better than previous month's 1.8%. GfK German consumer climate also fell to minus 23.6, slightly deeper than minus 21.7 that we had in August. For September, the data that shows again that the European economy, especially the German European economy, still the concerns around the European economy continues there. We should be more careful about the European economy. Monthly CPI indicator in Australia increased by 2.8%. Again, we had the same number in the United States. We had the same data in Canada. We had the same data in Brazil. We have the same data in Japan, now in UK, and now we have same data in Australia. Data shows that the inflation should again be concerning the global economy. Banks, they cut the rates so fast, most of them, and now probably they're going to hold the current rates and support the slightly be more careful and cautious about continuing the rate cuts. Later today, market focus will turn towards the US data, where we're going to have the NBA purchase index, NBA mortgage rates, applications, and 30 years mortgage rates, where we expect to see it will slightly fall from 6.68 to 6.67 or 66%, which means the mortgage rates should be slightly fall. And that's the reason that generally we have the interest rates falling. And now we have at least the expectation of 25 basis point rate cut for September. That can support the mortgage rate also to slightly fall. And probably it can support the increasing the applications, but generally, I mean, it's in line with the house price index also, which is falling. We will have the oil inventory levels from the EIA weekly reports as well. We expect to see around 2 million barrels draw in inventories after previous weeks of 6 million barrels draw. We can have the oil and gasoline production, inventories, imports, and also more data, sub-data from there. In Russia, we're going to have the business confidence. The data for the oil probably, they can probably support the oil price. I mean, we're going to have the oil price, but not to holding, we can say it's supporting the oil price, but better we say that they're going to help the oil to stay still above 60, but 62, around 62, 63, but it's not going to fall or just like fall so fast or increase so fast. But it can these numbers can support the oil price around WTI actually for about 62. $63, or probably around $62. In Russia, we can have the unemployment rate. Retail says that and wage growth. Wage growth probably will increase by 5.3%, more than 4.2% that we had previous months in June. And that's why unemployment rate also going to stay unchanged at 2.2%. The thing is that the labor market is very tight in Russia. There's so many foreigners that they were working in Russia. They left the country after the war, and the condition and inflation and slightly harder economic condition that they have there. But at the same time, the Russian, they import new laborers from North Korea, and generally the labor market is still active and so tight in Russia with increasing the payments and wages growth increasing. With this data still, we can continue. We can expect the US dollar, like we can say that the more cautious in the market, dollar still can hold its gains, while with more cautious in the market, the safe haven still have to keep their demand. Yeah, that's what we will have in economic calendar so far today, and hope you can catch this data before making any, read this data before making any decision. Opening or closing any new position should be watched before that. These data should be watched before any decision you can make in financial markets. Have a good day ahead, and bye-bye.